I am reacting to one of my own videos. This video was done sometime in June of 2022 this year. It was a video about marriage and more so the concept of kingdom marriage. Let's listen to it together. Make yourself an ark. Prepare for your marriage. In this video, I present the story of Noah and his wisdom in preparing a safe haven for his family, having received a promise or a warning from God that there will be a flood. In my mind, the story of Noah and his obedience to God's instruction serves as a foreshadow to you who are waiting or has been given a prophecy of marriage. This is the season for marriage, and many persons are in their season of marriage in this season. And so I believe that just as how Noah had prepared, a safe haven for himself and his family, that many of us, would be preparing for our marriages just the same. Or are we really preparing? Persons who are waiting on spouses and all of that, are you really preparing for such an happening to take place? These are the words that came into my spirit to share with you today. Make yourself an ark. Prepare for your marriage. Those are the words that came into my spirit to bring to you this morning. Prepare yourself an ark. Prepare for your wedding. Get the things that God said that you should have. He is instructing you. Follow his instruction. God told Noah to make an ark of cypress wood. God was very specific of the material. God is always in the details. Can you recall any instructions that you have gotten in the past? Are you waiting and wondering why some things are not happening? Why you have not met your spouse? Why your spouse isn't saying anything? Why you believe that this one might be your spouse but he's keeping silent? Have you gotten any instructions that you have failed to carry out? Let us continue to listen to the words that came into my spirit about 6 months ago to tell you. The words in my spirit says to tell you that the marriage that is about to take place will be a very beautiful one. If you follow the instructions and be guided by the specification that God is giving you. God was specific in his instructions to Noah when he told him to build the ark. And in this same manner, in this same way, he is very specific in the instruction that he is given to you. Noah was a good listener, a faithful servant of God. He moved and obeyed God as he commanded him. To whom these words are for, you have been given an instruction, and you have not been faithful in carrying out these instructions. You have not been exercising your faith. You might have started to prepare, and then you stopped. You have been complaining and saying, so long in the past was my promise, a promise for marriage and companionship. I am tired and weary of waiting. I must not have heard correctly, so I am not going to go any further. I am abandoning this project. Can you identify with these words? Search yourself. But recall the words of the prophet Habakkuk when he complained to God because God had given him a vision. But the time was far spent. It was a long time since he got these instructions from God. So God reminded him of who he was. He was God. And he said to him, listen, Habakkuk, I have heard your complaint. I have not abandoned my project, nor my promise. The revelation, which is your promise, is for an appointed time, a set time, my time, God's time. It must happen. It will not prove untrue. It is not false, though it lingers. Though your faith is wavering, though you are mocked and jeered and ridiculed, though you are insulted, and at times feel ashamed of the preparation, hold on to my words. It will not return to me void, nor empty. It must come to pass. It shall come to pass. God is saying to you, get the items ready that I have told you. Do not waver. The vision or promise must come to pass, even though it seems a long time coming. The prophet Habakkuk had complained in the way you are now complaining, and God is saying to you, though my promise of a spouse linger, you will be married. It will certainly happen. It must come to pass and will not delay. Not according to your time, but the specific time that I have appointed for your marriage. Hold on. So be patient. Do not take things into your own hands. The Lord is saying to you, go on. Prepare for your marriage according to my guidance. Be sure that you have a relationship with me and that you know my voice. You know the way that I communicate with you. If you are told by way of a prophet that God has a specific plan for you, a plan to give you a spouse, then go to God about it. Ask him for a sign as Hezekiah did. Do not be afraid to ask. You are not doubting the prophet, but you need proof. And right now, the promise was a long time ago, and you are losing faith, you are losing hope. Ask God for a sign. You know the way he speaks to you. God has a plan for your life. He knew you even before you were formed in your mother's womb. He tells you of the end result, what will happen at the appointed time. Now, follow the blueprint that is given to you. Get everything organized that you need for the fulfillment of the promise. Recall that Noah completed the ark and was ready according to God's instruction. And then he waited. He waited for the rains to come. And the rain did come. What task do you have to complete? Are you in the process of doing so? Check yourself, man. Let us check ourselves and to see where we are with the task that we were assigned. Let's do it. Now, is God telling you to go and do something? Has he given you some instruction? My friends, my brothers, my sisters, persons who are waiting for their spouse and has been praying about it. Yes, has God given you some instructions to carry out? Has he asked you to pay attention to certain areas of your life? I'm just telling you the words that came into my spirit. Has God suggested to you that you need to go to marriage counseling sessions? Has he been telling you to register a business that will be your source of supply when you have a helpmate? Do you have life and health insurances? What are you setting on the marriage table? What of securing help for the wedding? What venue do you have in mind? What about the outfit, color scheme, ring sizes? Listen to God and move as he is directing you to. What about plans for your pension and funeral expenses? Is he suggesting to you to set up a fund to at least start? Open an account for something? Has he been talking to you and then you're saying, it's my mind telling me all these things? You should be aware by now of the way God speaks to you. Hearken, listen, be obedient. My friends, persons who are waiting to be married, to be presented as spouse, listen to God and move as he is directing you to. Be prepared, be ready, as were the 5 wise virgins. You're praying, but you're not completely surrendered. You're not believing. You have lost faith. Yes. God promised you something. It will come to pass. Believe God. To have faith in God, total surrender, is like a walk in the park on a dark night. So we just have to confident God that he will lead us in the path that we should go. You are afraid to take a plunge in the dark. You will not move ahead with the instructions that you have gotten. This shows a lack of faith in your belief. I will tell you that you need to pick up your axe head from where it fell in the water. Lift your faith and start listening to God's instruction. It is then that you will see your spouse and the marriage will take place. Stop bothering God. Stop fasting and praying and do some ridiculous things trying to get God's attention. He has not forgotten you. Have you gotten instructions that you are not carrying out? Listen to the small, still voice. Listen to the prophets that are sent to you. Read the words of God as he presents them to you. Yes, ask him. Ask him for signs. Ask him to show you the path. Ask him to bring to your memory those things that he has instructed you to do. And make a list lest you forget that some of them are not yet complete. Your spouse is ready, but God is waiting on you to carry out the instructions. Remember that God instructed Noah to build the ark, and the rains didn't come until the ark was completed according to God's specification. I am asking you this. Would you go out and purchase your dress? Would you do that? Would you prepare yourself? Would you at least be thinking about persons who might be in your bridal party? If this is the type of wedding that God is suggesting for you, or are you waiting to be presented with someone? Then you say, this is where I'm going to start to plan. This is where I'm going to ask him or her to help with the planning. I don't know. You have got your instruction. Your spouse will be given his or her instructions also. God is in the detail. He is into detail, and he's waiting for you. He's waiting for you to act. Oftentimes persons make reference to Isaac and Rebekah. Both parties were ready. They were ready and waiting for the set time. Let us put ourselves in that regard also and be ready. Let us be ready. The Lord is saying to you, I have instructed you. Have you carried out my instructions? My friends, be blessed. Be focused. Stay on your path. These are the words that came into my spirit to share with you this morning. Be blessed. My name is June. I am sending you love, much love from Jamaica.